Welcome back, everybody. Milan Milosevic live here. Hope you guys enjoying this program and really learning how to become a better speaker. It's all about learning and growing. And today I would like to share something in terms of speech itself, some different tips that helped me a lot to improve my speaking, but also to get the audience more engaged. In another word, not to fall asleep during presentation. How many times you've been in one of these presentation and presenter, a speaker is just flat? You know what I'm talking about, right? Flat, flat, one single tone. There's no up or down. There's no excitement, just simple flat line that you simply at some point possibly even fell asleep or decided to leave because it's boring. Well, there's a reason why. And I want to share with you folks how to avoid that, how to have your next presentation very interesting and to have your audience engaging and not to fall asleep. So the reason for this is something called tonality. Tonality. Now, tonality really is, if you're looking at speakers, world-class speakers that you might know, like Les Brown, Lisa Nichols, they're never flat. Yes, they have a great story, but they're never flat. Their secret really is that the voice, tonality of your voice goes up and down and have different moments of your speech, whatever you're saying, at some point goes higher when you're excited, and then also goes a little bit lower when you're a bit dramatic, when you're telling your story, what happened in the past, right? When you create also excitement when you rise up, and also when you are also down at the very bottom, right? So there's different moments when you're going to use that. I'm going to share with you folks how I do it and how you can do the same thing. It's quite easy, quite simple. It does take some requirements in terms of practicing, and the more you do it, the more will become natural. I mean, right now I don't even focus on it, but I already know what to do. Like my mind, my speech, my tongue is practiced so many times over thousands of presentations, right? That already know what to do, regardless of what you're going to be saying. So every time when we speak, there's different lines that we're going to be using. You possibly don't even know what you're going to say, but you kind of have an idea, right? So every line has a beginning, has an end, and has something, some moments of your speech of that line when you're going to say it, when there's something called comma, and there's also the dot at the very end of that line. So here's the rule of thumb, and you can start practicing it. Every time when you feel that there is comma, make a pause, make a 1 second pause or so. And also every time when you feel that is the end of the line, make another pause. We call this a pregnant pause. And the reason is it's more interesting. It's more entertaining in a way that if I just keep speaking like, welcome to today's program, and this is Milan Milosevic Live, and we're going to be moving forward to tonality, and tonality is very important. You know, like there's no stop, there's no pause. But if I say, welcome to Millionaire Speakers Program, Milan Milosevic Live here again, and I would like to say something. Welcome. Good to have you here. Hope you're excited like I am. So you see, naturally I'm doing it. And if you focus, it becomes easier when you have your script in front of you, your speech in front of you. But every time when you speak, and you can practice this with your friends and family, like the way I like to use analogy is when you're reading a book. When you're reading a book to a kid, for instance, get a book today or get your friends and family, right? Or just get a simple book, read it out loud. How would you read that book? Would you just read it in one line? Oh, it was a lovely day in the sun, blah, 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 blah. Or would you just make some pauses in between? Like naturally, you want to feel like you want to make pauses because you want to show people what is in that book. As the same with your story, as the same with your speech. When you're sharing it, you should have those pauses. You should get people engaged. You want to see them. You want to see the vision of your speech and what you're talking about, right? And the best way to do that is like you're reading a book, making those pauses. We call them pregnant pauses. But this is where your tonality comes in place. First thing first, we're going to come with the pauses. Pauses will make a big difference automatically in your speech. Every time when there's a comma, make a little pause, like right now. And also every time when the line ends, make a little pause, another one, like right now. And then you just continue doing it. Now, let's involve a little bit of a tonality. How do we do it? How do I emphasize? How do I make my line, my speech up and down, up and down? So you will need to establish what would you like to emphasize or put an accent on. Every single line, there's some certain word or words that I can recommend you to emphasize. Like even right now, like emphasize, right? Hey folks, Milan Milosevic Live, welcome. I just emphasize the word welcome because I want you to feel welcome, right? Sometimes, you guys know my energy, and I always like to bring a lot of energy. Simple is I bring it, and I'm sharing the energy by using my hands, but also by using my voice. I'm excited. I'm so excited about having you here today, right? Because that's what I'm emphasizing. I don't have to use my hands, and later we're going to talk about the body language and stuff, but I'm so excited to have you today, right? You don't have to do it like me. Sometimes I'm emphasizing a little bit too much, but this is how I show my excitement. But also if I'm sad, I'm telling the story about my dad. I don't want to be excited. I left my country, Serbia, when my dad was there. No, it does not make sense. But I'm going to go a little bit down. It's a sad moment for me when I left my country, Serbia, about 15 years ago. I was standing at the airport, and next to me was my dad. Now my voice tone goes a little bit lower. So you need to establish what should go higher and what should go lower. So in every single line that you're going to be saying, pick a certain word in that line that you would like to emphasize, higher or lower, but should be emphasized one way or another. Like I just said, another, right? So let's say you're introducing yourself. For instance, we're using the technique called the Valley. I would say most people know me as Milan. You made it, Milan. Built several businesses to 6 and 7 figures, sports car, big house, traveled to over 40 different countries, international speaker, shared the stage with Les Brown, Robert Kiyosaki, Lisa Nichols. People say, Milan, we want to be like you. So I emphasize these things. I'm excited about it, right? What not many people know about me is that 16 years ago, I was broke. I was bankrupt. I was a college dropout who could barely speak English. You see, I emphasize these words as well, but not with a high pitch, with a low pitch. It's more dramatic. It's not a nice thing to be excited about. Hey, I was broke. I was bankrupt. Like, does not make sense. But I'm excited about accomplishment. Hey, I traveled to over 40 different countries in the world. I shared the stage with Lisa Nichols. That's what I'm emphasizing with my voice, right? So ideally, what you want to do, you want to have your lines going up and down, up and down, up and down, like a melody, like a music. It's more interesting like that, right? And making all these pauses in between. So when you combine this, then your speech, your presentation won't be boring anymore, and people will be more engaging, and they'll be willing to listen to you, right? So we need to establish first thing, what do we emphasize? Where do we put an accent on? And where do we make these pauses? This is where your tonality comes in place. You can practice this with your friends or family, with your kids, simply when you're talking to someone, like, did you know that that person now is not with the other person? Whatever you're sharing, right? Any gossips, if you're talking to anyone, even over the phone, let me tell you something. This is the best product on the market, right? This can literally change your life forever, like it did change to over 45,000 of other students. Hey, this is the reason why we have our own show on TV, the property game on the home channel, right? I'm emphasizing, yeah, some of these people, they were broke. Did you know that? Some of these people, they were broke. I'm emphasizing as well that meaning, but not with a high pitch, with a low. Some of these people, they were broke. Some of these people started with not even a single cent of their own money. And guess what? Now they're on TV sharing their own story, right? Imagine this could be you in 6 months from now. Wouldn't that be nice? So I'm using all these that I just told you. Could be very, very simple. And later throughout this journey, when you have your speech right in front of you, I will get a line, I will get a word, the pen, and emphasize, simple circle, which word are you going to emphasize and how? High or low, right? Every single line that you have. Like, I was born on February 22nd, 1976 in Belgrade, Serbia, right? I can say that way. I was born on February 22nd, 1976, Belgrade, Serbia, Europe. I'm emphasizing certain words, right? I don't have to do all of them, but hey, I can say it that way. You can say the same thing. Anything that you say, like, I'm driving this amazing car. I worked so hard for it. And this car reminds me of all this hard work that I've done in the past. You see, up and down, up and down. Now, folks, this is your lesson for today. And here's a bit of a homework. Write down anything on the piece of paper, any word, any line. If you follow the other lessons, when you're telling your story, pick some of these specific lines that you like, that you always use in the terms of telling your story, whether it's the value or the other strategies. And you folks who are part of my mentorship program, we cover this more in details one-on-one. I can help you with that. But literally get any line that you have moving forward. When you're talking to your friends and family, start emphasizing, whether it's the high pitch or the low pitch, start making pauses after every comma, a short pause, like now. Start making pauses after every comma. Short pause, short one. Does not even have to be long, right? Does not even have to be high. Could be even low. Those pauses, when they become natural, then you sound more interesting. Then you sound like reading those books, and then you become the right speaker for that stage. Whether you're talking to CEOs, to the kids, pauses, tonality will make a big difference. In the meantime, have fun, enjoy. This is a journey for you folks and for me as well. I'm so looking forward to see what's going to come out of you. See you soon. Bye-bye.